The Nick Wright linking him to Boston and all the conversation that's surrounding KD to Boston right now. I'm not here for it, man. My name's Adam Taylor. I'm joined by my boy Wayne Breezy. I am not here for any of this Kevin Durant to Boston discussion. It's not going to happen. Or at least I hope it's not going to happen. I'm not here for it. Wayne, what you feeling on this whole KD scenario?
I can't say that it's not going to happen because it can happen. Like anything can happen. This is the NBA. Hell, we got a new owner. Like you know what I mean? Like I didn't expect
This
that
is
to happen
true.
either. So, you know, before we jump into the KD, like there was speculation that Brad Stevens' job may be subjected at some point, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like with the new ownership and things like that. I mean, listen, we can't say that it's not going to happen because new owners come in, new things, new changes, whatever. And if you had to pick between Brad Stevens or the players, I think I'll be like, all right, Brad, man, thanks for the thanks for the run. You know what I'm saying? And we'll
I'm
try.
going Brad all day, bro.
I'm not going Brad over Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I'm just not.
I'm
I,
going
I
Brad. Like, I don't think JT would leave. I don't think JB would leave. I just think Brad's
I'm
like,
saying if you had to choose between
yeah,
the the players or Brad Stevens, the
or
owners, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm just saying if that was like an ultimate, I'm not saying that it is going to be, but the owner's job is to make as much money as possible. And this is where I'm going to tie into KD. As old as KD is in the NBA, he's still that type of a player. Yeah, you're gonna have to start dealing with him on minute restrictions and things like that because he's just getting older. But now you can start asking yourself the question like, what is he gonna cost? Is the owner willing to pay? Blah 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 blah. But would you rather have KD or Al Horford? They're both dinosaurs. And I feel like you'll get more from a guy like Kevin Durant. They like Brad loves wings. This is a wing. This is a bigger wing who can cover multiple positions again. Jason Tatum can play more off ball. Like the limit, the sky's the limit stuff starts to
Nah.
kick in. Like, and I get it. We wanted him 5, 6 years ago. But if he's wanting to come to Boston and they can make it happen, I don't see what's wrong with it.
So I'm gonna pour some cold water on all of this discussion right now and just say what the Celtics need to do to even make that happen is ridiculous. So you've got two options right now, and then I'm going to lay both of them out for you, and then tell me A, if you choose one of those two, and B, if you would, which one of those would you choose, right? So the two options are one, it's a straight Jalen Brown for Kevin Durant trade because the
Mm-hmm.
money matches, right? You're a second apron team. It needs to be a like for like deal. The only way
Mm-hmm.
you can put more than one guy, like a 2-for-1 or something like that, is if that trade's bringing you under the second apron. So option one is you trade Jalen Brown. Option two is you make a pre-trade, so a trade with a different team before you go for for Durant, and you move on from a Drew Holiday, a Sam Hauser, a Derek White, just a package of these core dudes, right, to
Mm-hmm.
get you under that second apron, and then you build a package for Durant. So before you know it, you've lost like 90% of what makes this team a championship team, and you get back a dude that's turning 37 next season. Those are the two ways to bring in KD under the current CBA. So when I'm saying it's not going to happen, it's like, well, I don't think you trade Jalen Brown for KD at this point because Jalen Brown's still going up and KD's.
He's still in his prime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's coming down, but he's definitely on. He's past the apex. You know what I'm saying? So the other option is okay. So you need to move on from a Drew or a Kristaps or both, and then you need to build a package that goes and gets you Kevin Durant. And the Suns are not going to let him walk for cheap. Which one of those two
Oh,
pathways are you even going to choose?
it's the B pathway because you trust Brad Stevens can go and find another Derek White. He can find another Drew Holiday. He can find another Kristaps Porzingis. Like that's what you trust. Like he found those guys, right? It brought him in here and they made this team a championship team. Nobody wanted Derek White. When the Celtics went after and got him, we were struggling with what his role was going to be. He struggled his first year or two. And then you got to trust the development of what Joe is doing with the development of the players that we got. We're seeing good minutes from Baylor Shireman as he enters. Hopefully we can get more good times out of some of the other players that we've drafted. You know, it just comes down to stuff like that. Like, look, I'm not all in on the Kevin Durant train because I know it's going to cost the team. But I mean, hell, it'll be a tough team to deal with. It'll be a tough because Kevin Durant healthy is better than all three of those players you mentioned. Old, like
Yeah,
like better. But that doesn't mean that the team will be better. And I was watching an interview on Kevin Durant. It might be old. I think it was for 2018, and I don't think I understood why he left Golden State. And in that interview, he was explaining. So first of all, I didn't realize like Kevin Durant's not a confrontational type of person. He doesn't like he just wants to play basketball like at on the highest level of all. And I don't know if you remember when Draymond Green got that ball rebound or whatever, and Kevin was like, "Yo, give me the ball," and then Green brought the ball up, and then they got into it or whatever. And that's when he realized like it was his moment to like exit that era of that championship team, and they probably would have won again. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you bring in an older Kevin Durant in here who can still kind of like not mentor, but just watch the blossoming of the Jason Tatum, the Jaylen Brown era, and you find those supplemental pieces, whether it's via draft or cheaper guys that you could probably bring in and play a role, like play a role. I, Derek Wright, one of my favorite players to watch, but he's expendable. It just is. Kristaps Porzingis barely giving us 50 games a year. Like expendable. Like
see, I like this because we're on the very opposite side of this discussion, and I
that's
like
cool.
that. I like that because it doesn't happen very often, right? Where it's like one of us will be in the middle, one of us will be leaning one way. I like the fact that you are like as far this way as I am this way. If anyone can hear snoring, I have an English bulldog. He's usually downstairs.
Is he sleep
He's asleep, dude.
that quick? He was
He
just
was
up.
he's an English bulldog, dude. That's what they do. But he'll snore like crazy, so it'll sound like somebody's snoring in the room. That's just a dog. He's a big boy. Um, Seeing if he was going to snore, make an appearance. Then
I was
what I'm
trying.
saying
It's
is,
funny. He was just wide awake, and then he
he
just
was
went to
jumping
sleep.
up me, right? And now he's
Yeah.
like lying down. He's in a bit of a mood with me. What I will say is the reason I'm against it is because if you look at the Celtics this season and what's made them so successful this year, it's primarily been their role players, the way that their bench has stepped up, the way that they've had enough depth in talent that there's no Kristaps, there's no out. It's okay, we can go Luke. Oh, there's Sam Hauser's not playing very well. It's okay, we can go to player B, we can go double big, we can do X, Y, or Z. There's been depth across the board. And when if you make this move of this potential, Nick Wright isn't exactly the most reliable source in the world.
100%.
But if this move was to become a reality, you take away all of that depth, or at least a large portion of it. And that takes away to me what makes this Celtics team so dangerous. It's not so much. It's fine having Jason Tatum as your premier guy. It's fine having Jaylen Brown as your number two. But what makes this Celtics team so good is that there's 6, 7, 8 guys that could be a starter anywhere else in the NBA. And when you take away that high level depth, and yes, you're plugging a Kevin Durant in, who is better than any of these others, like anyone below Jaylen Brown, anyone below Jason Tatum, if you want to put him above Brown. Yes, he's better than them individually, but he's not better than them collectively. And it's that collective that's winning this team games. It's that collective that's the reason they won last year and the reason they're still favorites this year. And that's why I'd be against it. Now, if you're like, oh, well, they're going to move Drew anyway, cool. But you're not moving Drew in a straight up swap for Kevin Durant. You're moving Drew to get under the second apron, which then allows you to build a package for Kevin Durant. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you need to move a guy, find a way to replace that guy. But moving multiple dudes to bring in KD, I see the vision, but big threes have failed multiple times in recent years. And shockingly enough, KD has been at the core of a lot of them.
He's been at the core, but he's not the reason of the fail.
That's fair.
So like the Celtics haven't had a big three since Garnett, Pierce, and Ray Allen, right? And
I'd
then
say
they
they've
had
got a big three now.
um
KP, JB,
I mean,
JP.
as far as like superstardom, yeah, they do have a
That's
big
fair. I
three.
get what you're saying.
But even that big three wasn't superstardom. Like, you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was more like just stardom, but not the superstardom, because Paul Pierce, it was all-star. Kevin Garnett, all-star. He was he was a superstar to me. Ray Allen, one of my favorite players of all time, all star. But when you think of big three, it was more like bringing superstars together. So it worked a little bit in Miami, and then that fizzled out, and then teams continued to try to do it. The Celtics tried to do a second version of that when they signed Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. They drafted Jason Tatum that year. It would have been Jay. It didn't work. All right. I'm not saying that it won't work because it takes the right players to do it. We're talking about a 37-year-old guy that just wants to play elite basketball. And he wasn't the confrontational person. He wasn't the issue on that Golden State Warriors team. It was that fourth guy, fifth guy, right? That was having issues for some strange reason because he knew he was fizzling out. The Celtics aren't that type of team. And I just feel like if you had to move, you didn't talk about moving a bunch of bench players. You talked about moving Derek White, Drew Holiday, which were starters that I feel like some of those bench players can now come in and take over as a starting role. So that was your initial thing to me. So now if you're talking about moving like some of the bench players, I mean, I guess it's a lot. Look, I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it happened, I wouldn't oppose it. I just would like to see what it is like on the court. And if the Celtics found a way to make Kristaps Porzingis work, they definitely will be able to make, you know, I mean, playing on the court, not money wise, they'll definitely be able to work with Kevin Durant because Kristaps Porzingis, as great as he was, I think he had his best years probably in Washington. We put the best numbers, but he still found ways to remain injured, like get injured or whatever it is. And this is not against him because I love him, but at the end of the day, moving forward, the Celtics are looking to figure out how, if they win this year, which they should, if they win this year, they're gonna have to figure out how they can sustain that. And I'm all for keeping the team together.
So that's the question, right? Just sorry to cut in. Like, that's the question.
How do they sustain it?
No, if they win, so let's say that there is a Kevin Durant kind of like radar in the
Oh
Celtics
yeah,
front
I got
office,
this. I
right?
like this. I like
So let's
this.
say there is interest there, and we don't know. And again, you're on one side, I'm on the other.
Yeah.
But let's say there is, and the Celtics win.
If
Does to
no,
me,
no, I'm
you
done.
don't change a damn thing.
No, no. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Yeah. So the whole premise of this is the Celtics would have to fall short, most likely in the conference finals,
Correct.
because of the amount of upheaval that would have to happen to make a deal like this occur. It would have to be like a conference finals to where a lot of people would consider that a slight underachievement. Like, yo, you're meant to get to the NBA finals and whatever. Then maybe. Now, again, I'm still out on this because of the amount of upheaval, but I could understand. Now, if they won and that still happened, then you've got to look over at Chisholm and be like, this was an ownership directive. This was the new owner coming in and wanting to make a bit of a splash for himself, and then being like, go get me KD. I don't care what you have to do, but I own the team now and I want KD. That would be, if the Celtics won and still went that way, that would be the reasoning behind it, or at least that would be how I perceived the reasoning behind it.
That's respect too. And like I said, that's why I said it can happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you got new management, even though Wick will still be, on the board or whatever, still whatever, like the new owner, if he wanted to do something, he's gonna tell them to find a way to get it done.
You pay $6.1 billion.
It's his team.
You do what you want, dude. Like, you give me 6
which and just be honest, like, we're not talking about, like, and I get it, man. I'm not trying to break up the nucleus of this team or anything like that. But it could, the option A could be an option. Like, I would oppose it. I'm not moving on from a player in their prime for a player dwindling. That's not me. But I'm not the owner. And if the money's match, if the way you presented it to me is the same way Brad presents it to the owner, well, if you want to do this, we're gonna have to trade Jaylen Brown because the money's match. And if the owner says,
if you
go
want
ahead,
to do it straight up, like
that's what I'm saying, straight up
avenues, yeah. But if you want to do it straight up,
no, we don't got to work hard at it. We can straight up and do it. Boom, boom, boom.
Work hard.
You know what I'm saying? Why do I not put that past something that the Celtics would do? And if the Celtics did do that, I wouldn't blame Brad. I would be on your train with the owner wanted this done, and this was the way.
I'm just on the spot track trade machine, just making sure that the math that I did maths. So I'm making sure the maths right. So it fails. Oh, it actually doesn't work. You
Oh,
cannot
so you
do
can't even do it
Jalen
straight up.
KD. Maybe next year. Let me change the year that it's done. Obviously, finances change, right? So like,
So can I ask you a question while you're looking this up, right? So like KD's money, right? He's
mhm,
under contract, right?
yeah.
The teams can't, like, he can't be bought out or something and then like work out a new deal, like a 1-year deal with the team. I know in the NFL works a little different, right?
Yeah, but
So
if you're a second apron team and you cannot get a guy off the buyout market that made more than the mid-level exception, so the Celtics would
so the
still,
Celtics are second apron period. Got you.
yeah.
Understood.
So
So they
so
wouldn't be
yeah,
able to do that.
Durant could go and negotiate a buyout and hit free agency, but the
Yeah, but the
Celtics
Celtics
wouldn't.
won't
No,
qualify to get him because they're a
no,
second apron team.
exactly.
Damn. Well,
Yeah, so that's a possibility for KD, but that's not a possibility for
for the
Boston.
Celtics.
And
Good,
like, so I'm
good
just
talk.
looking at this, like, I'm trying to figure it out. Obviously, I'm not a cap guy. This would be something where Keith Smith would absolutely like
Hey, Keith.
thrive. I'm just changing the operating year to next season because technically the trade would happen on the next season's cap, not this season's, just to see if that changes anything. Because obviously contracts escalate and de-escalate all the time. So I'm just running it for next season. It would still fail. So no, you even a straight up Jalen for Kevin Durant, according to Spotrack's trade machine, which is made by cap experts, would still not work. So then you only have option B, right?
B.
Where it's like, yo, you have to trade some guys to get under the second apron to then trade for KD. So now you're
That's a
losing.
lot of work, man.
You're losing a lot of guys too, because the first trade you have to make, the team's probably going to know what you're trying to do. So they're going to charge you a premium.
Yeah, they're gonna
You
charge
know,
you more money.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Not
And
more, but more picks or
more
whatever.
picks, or
Yeah,
they're going to make life tough. You're going to get back
yeah.
junk in
They do
response.
that anyway because we rock the green. Like, you know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm
They
saying?
don't want Boston to continue to dominate in the
So
NBA.
now,
So
you want us to take Drew Holiday, a 2, maybe 3-time champion. You want us to take Sam Hauser, the best shooter in the world. We want some draft picks if you want us to do that. You're asking a lot.
yeah,
Do you know
man, I can
what are
see it
you on
happening.
about? But
All right,
that's how it would go.
let's X this, man. I'm done on it, man. I like, it's too complicated, man. You look at the name, you're like Kevin Durant with in green, hell yeah. And then you be like, this is how we're gonna have to get him. Hell no. See? Change your heart, just like that. Change your heart.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Talking of which, I know we've spent 20 minutes on this, and we did have another 2 topics. We might have to nix one of them. I know we like to keep this to like a 30-minute show.
It's all good.
So I think we need to talk about the JT injury, right? So if anyone's watching on Twitter right now, if you scroll down my feed a little bit, you'll see that I posted a YouTube video yesterday about this. If you're watching on YouTube, go watch it too. Basically, we don't know what grade the sprain is, right? So an ankle sprain can be multiple grades: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Correct.
Grade 1 is the best possible outcome. Grade 3 is the worst possible outcome. Each one obviously comes with its own recovery. Bear with me one moment. We've had a message. I don't want to ignore this. Oh, it's gone. There we go. Drew and Hauser are the 2 business contracts I can see us moving in, since we can't aggregate salaries. I'm out on KD this time.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, we just came to that
100%.
conclusion though. But no, let's just be fair, because we needed to figure out if the money's matched, and they didn't. And because they didn't match, it's like, nah, we out. And notice how you said C's banner 19. I wrote, since we can't aggregate salaries, I'm out on KD this time. And that means this might be the last time, because I don't see KD playing past 42, 43. Like, so I'm good.
I'll be shocked if he's in the league at 39.
Yeah, right. So
You know what I
KD
mean?
to Boston, we can X-nay on that one. But thank you, C's banner 19.
So we was going back to the Tatum thing. So we don't know what grade it is. We know he's going to miss this game. Now, my take on this is the Celtics have been wanting to rest Tatum for a minute, right? I think we all know that. Tatum pushes back, doesn't like rest games, doesn't want to miss games. And I think that's super admirable. Just he's looking out for the people that are paying to be in the stands to watch him play. And I think if more players had that mentality, then the league would be in a much better position than what it is now. Not that it's in a bad position, but it'd be in a better position. I think that's huge. But this is the Celtics' chance now to force him into a little bit of rest before the postseason. Do you know what I mean? Like, right, you're sitting your ass down and you're waiting until we say go.
Somebody get the saran wrap, bubble wrap, whatever you wrap stuff up in, man, and let Tatum just chill out. This would be good to be getting a healthy Jaylen Brown back, get him back to intertwine. I think your pillar, your key piece, is built around Porzingis, and you allow Brown to kind of like slowly ramp himself right back up right before playoffs, right? Like, this is perfect time. My only issue with resting Tatum is that, like, slow starts, blah 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 blah, all that type of stuff. Because there's basketball shape you got to be into, to play NBA level quality, and for him to just ramp right in, which listen, he's young, he could probably do it. For him to ramp right into playoff time, I mean, the week before the playoffs, I think will be a good target for him to come back, get 3 games in, and call it a day. But that, let me just be honest with you. I'm gonna be blunt. When it happened, I cursed everything, body, the world. I sent to my group. I said, I'm on my way, first flight to Sacramento to, hold on, let me get the sound effects. To bonus up. Like, that is exactly what I was about to do, bro.
I need one of them soundboards.
Listen, man, I was on the way. The airplane was loaded up. It was gassed up. I was on my way to Sacramento. And I know it wasn't intentional. You know what I'm saying? But still, like, dang, like, out of all the players, you just land in this space. And I'm glad it's a rule that the NBA has definitely taken seriously. We've seen it happen to us plenty of times, right? We get called for those technical fouls and stuff like that. But to see Tatum go down and the way he clutched his ankle, his leg, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't let it be the knee. Even though he was grabbing the ankle, I'm like, don't let it be the knee. Don't let it be the knee. Don't let it be the knee. That's the only thing I kept saying. And it wasn't the knee, it was the ankle. So I've never been more happy for it to be an ankle. Now, ankle injuries are nagging. Okay, like the pain tolerance right now is probably swollen, so he's definitely icing it out. He's listed doubtful against the Phoenix Suns, so he's not going to play against them. But why do I got this funny feeling Tatum is fine and he's going to be back against the San Antonio?
But he said on that podcast, right? I think he was on like the Kelsey brothers podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm 27. I heal quick. Not that quick, dude.
No, he's Wolverine, bro. Like, he's got animanium running through his freaking skin, man. Like, he's Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, that didn't hurt no ankle, man. Y'all tripping.
No, you was hurt, bro. You was crying, bro. Yeah. We saw it, man. We saw you crying. You was crying so hard, I cried. I was like, no, Jesus.
Yo, so, dude, I woke up at 5 a.m. yesterday, right? Now, I speak about my routine whenever anybody asks, how do you watch the games when they've already happened? It must be harsh knowing the score. I turn the notifications off, dude. I turn the scores off on League Pass. I don't know shit coming into the game. 90% of the time. 90% of the time. So I wake up yesterday, it's 5 a.m. The game's just about finishing my time. I get a text, like it's already on my phone as I wake up. Yo, what do you think of Tatum's injury, bro? I'm like, what?
I didn't message you. I know the rule.
No, it weren't you, bro. I'm not going to name and shame. But now I have no choice but to check the score to see, because I need to see how, like, you log in, you want to check the box score to try and understand when it happened. So I'm like scrolling Twitter, which I never do before watching the game, trying to find out how bad it was. When I found out it was an ankle injury, man, I was so fuming because I was like, dude, why make, like, literally I opened my eyes and the first thing you're telling me is the best player on the team got hurt, and how do I feel about it? I'm like instantly ACL.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, when it was an ankle injury, I messaged him back like, you couldn't have waited until this morning, like till you woke back up to message me this. Do you understand the panic you put me in to start the day? Like,
Here's what made me nervous though about that, because he did go down, he grimaced, he cried, he screamed, whatever. He got up, got helped up, called the timeout. I think we had to take 2 timeouts before he even shot the free throw. He walked on it, but then he got helped to the locker room. It was kind of like how Kyrie Irving got his knee injury, right? It looked like he hit the ground hard. It doesn't look like it's going to be an ACL. It's probably just a bang play. He's going to be all right. And next thing you know, the next day, he's out for the season. And I'm like, what?
And this is the concern, right? And like the whole Tatum thing happened straight after the Juju stuff with Juju Watkins.
Come on.
Like, so your mind goes there, right? Naturally, your mind goes, and I'm sure yours did do the way you're like, please don't be the knee, please don't.
I sent text messages. I sent death threats out. Like, I was on my way on the airplane, bro. I was leaving on a jet plane for sure. I was out. Sacramento, I was coming.
I sent death threats.
Like, that's Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? It's Tatum.
Dude, I'm crying.
I'm sorry, y'all. Edit that out. YouTube.
No, it's too late. It's live. Oh man, I'm crying. Sent death threats.
Listen, it was rough. I'll put it at. I'll leave it at that. It was rough. I was on the way.
I can just imagine pacing around your house like, do you understand what this means?
Listen, I know Sabonis went into hiding though, because Celtics fans are everywhere. I know him and his family. Now, listen, I'm just playing around. I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like I said, it was unintentional. It was really a bang bang play.
Overzealous, right?
It's just overzealous. Honestly, dude's 7 feet tall, man. He's gonna land in the space, right? I don't know how you not land in the space, but he was trying to block the shot. I wasn't mad at that, but I'm like, bro, that's Jason Tatum. Don't even try. And Tatum hit the shot. Oh my gosh. Like the crazy things, he hit the three. I was like, oh shoot. Like Tatum was on fire, bro. He was probably going to drop 49, 50 points on this team.
Triple dub, dude. He was on triple double watch.
Oh. But
nasty work, dude.
I'm going to go with my conspiracy theory in like that. Like I said, it wasn't intentional, but I think Sabonis was asked to do that so that Tatum could sit his ass down.
I think Joe Mazzulla had a word with him before the game started. Like, yo,
listen, man, he's gonna take the shot.
Him, but hurt him a little.
Yeah, just give him a bloody scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, like something like that. Yeah,
I understand that because I feel like that's something Joe would do. and two, I could imagine myself doing that too. Where's Wayne gone? He's gone. Y'all, this is unplanned programming. I don't know where he's gone, but I hope he's okay. With that being said, I don't know where he's gone. With that being said, this random episode is going to draw to a close right here. Hopefully Tatum's better in the next few days, week at the tops. I personally think it's going to be a 10-day absence, if not just a little bit more, or at least that's kind of how I'd like it to be. Just let the guy sit for 7 to 10 days. Wayne's back. Let's find out where he went in the first place. Where did you go?
Bro, all I did, listen, my computer is tripping because all I did was click on a screen, open it up. Now it's been telling me I need to shut some stuff down. Like, you know what I mean? But
that was funny because I'm like, where's he gone?
But it just shut everything down.
I was just doing an outro at that point. I'm like,
hey, all right, man. Like I'm live here twice. Like, what the freak is going on? Like I'm telling you, man. All right, here we go. All right, let's close this up.
Yeah, man. So look, I reckon 7 to 10 days, ideally for me, for Tatum to be out. Either way, I want him close to 100%. And yesterday, in the video yesterday, and I know the grade of ankle sprain was different with Jalen Brunson, but I did kind of touch on the way the Knicks have approached that, where it's been like, we're not bringing Brunson back until he's 100%, not 90, not 92, not 94, not 95, 100%. I like that idea for Tatum. I just don't think that's going to be how it plays out. But I would be happy if I didn't see him for the next 10 days.
10-day rest for Jason Tatum, man, and I'm all for it. Tatum gets to rest. He gets to heal up. He'll come out super fresh. He'll close out the season. They'll go on their little playoff hunt. I'm more acclimated. I want to see Jaylen Brown get more back into his rhythm. He looked a little timid out there against the Kings.
That knee, dude.
And I get it. I get it, but I expect him to go off. Hey, is Kevin Durant playing tonight?
I haven't seen the injury report.
Me neither. So I think that's going to be interesting. We were talking about, yeah. So Jaylen Brown versus Kevin Durant. It's going to be fun.
Does that halftime thing comes out in the Celtics uniform? Like, this is how it could look, you know? Right. With that, I appreciate everyone tuning in. We've got a bunch of viewers off Twitter today. Okay, I'm going to do a little thing. So I want everyone to give me a reason why Twitter's so good so I can stay there. And that means,
I mean, it's quick information.
Showing me some love.
You know, it's quick information. It's easy to navigate. And you know what Twitter's like. I mean, you can hit it and quit it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You speak
hit it and quit it.
Well, but seriously, man, you speak your take, you move on, man.
Yeah, you get going.
If you don't like, you mute it, right? I didn't even know you can mute. Yeah.
You can mute words.
Yeah, you can mute words. You can set up words to be muted. You can mute people. They won't know. Like, I didn't know that. I'm probably muted by like 30,000 accounts and didn't even know.
I guarantee I'm blocked by like 90% of
not even blocked, though. That's the crazy part. We don't even get blocked. We just get muted. Like, so whenever we say something, our stuff doesn't pop up on their timeline.
I definitely get blocked, but I'm a bit of a dick. With that, I'm gonna let everybody carry on with their day. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. That was fun. Wayne, man, I've got to wipe these tears out my eyes, man.
I'm sorry, bro. This was a good episode.
Too funny, man.
This was
right,
fun.
Everyone, catch